If I had to restart the gym from scratch, knowing what I know now, my first 6 months would be very different. Not more complicated, actually much simpler. Most beginners things most beginners overthink workouts, programs, and exercises. But early on, what matters isn't varieties, it's priorities. Here's exactly what I focus on my first 6 months in the gym. Number one, you need to learn your main movements, right? Not every exercise, just I'd say like five. Simply a push, a pull, a hinge, a squat, and some type of core stability. I wouldn't chase fancy movements. I get very comfortable doing the basic ones, like bench, squat, deadlift, decline sit up, a pull up, overhead row. There's a bunch of options. You just got to find things that you actually like and that you could stick to. You want to master boring before you try to do advanced. Number two, I wouldn't change movements for months. Like I would, if I do something, I'd stick to it for at least 8 to 12 weeks. Like I wouldn't change my workouts every week. Like I'd run the same list for a couple months and then try to get stronger at them. Progression beats variation early on. Strength is the fastest way to build muscle when you're new. So meaning if you're able to progress every week or get stronger, you're doing something right. At least if that's your main goal. Eat enough, but don't diet yet. I wouldn't think about cutting for your first 6 months unless like you're like 400 pounds, 5'2". Like I wouldn't worry about cutting. I'd worry about fueling my training, recovering, and getting stronger. Most people like in the beginning they ruin their progress because they try to like burn fat too much. Build and diet later. You want to build a body you can be proud of. So essentially, you want to build a base, meaning you want to build something to work with. You don't want to just straight up just go to dieting unless like there's rare cases where dieting makes more sense. Like I gave the example earlier. So build, diet later. That's what I'd suggest. Number four, consistency, not results. I wouldn't obsess over the scale over the merit. To this day, 4 years in, I try not to worry about too much about the scale because depending on what you ate, your sodium could go up if you're not sleeping. Cortisone is a real thing. Like if you're stressed out, that's gonna keep you to retain retention. What I do is, did I show up this week? Did I get stronger? Did I train all of my sessions? Not because early results are subtle. Consistency is obvious. So like one thing I would also suggest, don't like try to make it so easy to the point where you're always trying to go like 5 days a week. You start off small. Like for most people, when you first start working out, you're gonna hate it. Like it's gonna be something, why am I doing this to my body? Your body's gonna be sore. And as people, we're just naturally lazy people in general. So like you're gonna be more likely to want to like lay down, watch Netflix, watch YouTube, watch whatever, than go to the body, go to the gym and try to like work out. So what I suggest is you start small. You do 3 times a week, and then once you get used to that, you do four, and then if you really want to, you could do five. But honestly, for most people, a sweet spot 3 to 4 times a week, an hour a week, is a lot better than you doing nothing at all. Now, recovery, recovery, recovery. If you remember anything I say in this video, like recovery is so important in part of your training. You need to sleep, you need to eat well, you need to have rest days. I used to think rest days weren't unnecessary, but I also know like you build when you're sleeping and when you're resting, not when you're working out. Burnout is impatience, not effort. So like do not neglect your rest. Your rest is important. Now, I would ignore what everyone else is doing and focus on what you want. I wouldn't chase influencers. I wouldn't buy advanced programs. I focus on building a base that makes everything easier. You don't need peak strategies when you're still building your foundation. Perfect example is you wouldn't one day wake up, decide to go climb Mount Everest. You would gradually work your way up to it. Or you wouldn't just put 225 on the bench. You have to work to 135. You have to do 185. You have to do 205. My point is, you need to start somewhere before you don't just wake up one day and start driving a car. You have to learn. You got to ride a bike. You got to ride a scooter. I can make so many analogies. My point is, you need to start small before you go massively a lot bigger. If you focus on these couple things that I mentioned in this video, you'll be a lot further in 6 months than people who have been lifting for years. And it's not because you did more, it's because you did things the right way for longer. In my next video, I'll talk about the biggest mistakes I made early on so you don't repeat it. I hope I see you guys there.